Well, hello there. I didn't see you guys coming in. Welcome to the den, my friends. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Tonight we're going to have a conversation. Tonight's conversation is going to be about, does your body determine your beliefs? So, hey, we're going to talk about it. We're going to be all over it. Hey, yo, we're talking about the body. Now, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Man, welcome to the den, man. I hope you all are doing wonderful on this magnificent Monday evening. Every day is a good day. Every day to be alive is a good day, man. You know, whether it starts off shitty or the night before ended shitty. You know, the wonderful thing about life is that you can always change it in the blink of an eye, or at least you can turn your course. You may not always change it immediately, but you can always adjust your course and be heading in the right direction. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing great this evening. And, you know, I hope life is just treating you good, man. Because even though I may not personally know all of you, I just want to say thank you on occasion, because the fact you guys come in and you support, you know, from this channel, or those of you who support the sauce, those of you who fuck with the mixer crew, you know, I just say thank you. Because, you know, time is so valuable. And again, tell the people you fuck with, you love them. If you don't really fuck with them like that, tell them fuck them. Let them know how you feel. But no, tonight we're going to talk about, does your body determine your beliefs? So there was, you're welcome. Thank you all. Never discouraged. Never discouraged. Those days are over. But let's see, we got the friends in the den who's joining us this evening. And before we do that, I want to just let you know where you can catch the den. I know we were at 10:15 tonight because we went a little bit over in the sauce. And but I'm going to make sure that everything's going to be regulated. Sauce 7 days of the week, den 7 days of the week, sauce at 7, den at 10. I am on a mission to be the king of content, and so I have to up my ante. I was going to say something else, but then they'd be like, "Oh, he's a sexist. He's trying to Cosby him." But again, it's always good to see y'all. I hope y'all are well. So I want to talk to y'all about some things that I've read. I talked about some things, some studies that have happened in good old London. But I see Mr. Rabbit. I see I Gave You Power. I see Jason S. You know, Jason Bourne, but he's Jason S. I see the Hormone Monster. Very interesting. Heidi, good to see you. I Gave You Power. Good to see you. Bruh Lee, good to see you. Again, I hope you're all okay. Some of you may need a little bit of help. But, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this, it was funny that this article came about because I was thinking the other day, and I was thinking about football, and I'd made mention of this in one of the soft sports streams, and I was wondering if, different body types of the people who watched football liked a different style of football. Now, it's not always like that, but me personally, man, I done gained some weight. Boy, I done got it ain't all fat. I don't know where it's hiding at, but I have gained some weight. But anyway, no big deal. Bigger people, I wonder if, they like a particular brand of football. I wondered if smaller people, preferred a different style of football. And we're talking about American football, not that football, that weird stuff, soccer. And so it was very interesting to come across this article. Apparently there's been a couple of studies done. And basically what they were saying is that a particular body type has a particular political belief, or they have a particular belief about life. And so I'm just wondering, does this, kind of transfer across other areas of life, or is it just, in certain aspects? But I'm sure if it's in those aspects, and there's other areas where it has to. And basically what the article is saying is that my nose is itching. No, basically what the article is saying is that guys were studied. And so guys who were bigger, had more muscular builds were people who, that's odd, isn't it? But how much of that is ingrained at a young age, I wonder how many people, or how much of that impact. And I wondered about that too. I wonder how much race played into that, because they didn't really go into that aspect. But, everybody's not perfect. But the overall study showed that more of the bigger build, stronger guys, and again, not necessarily political beliefs, I guess that wouldn't apply, but it talked about, I guess, like self-sufficiency. It talked about, beliefs in, but there were aspects of political beliefs, but how they felt about, should they be sharing the goods, should they be sharing the wealth, and all that good stuff. So I guess when you're big and you're strong, you got to share your strength, got to share the muscles. You got all the muscles. I need some of those muscles. Give me some of the muscles. But again, guys who were weaker built or presented themselves in a weaker fashion were more likely to be socialist or want to be of that mindset, while guys who were, bigger built, even though they may have been financially less stable, were more likely to have more independent ways of thinking, more to be self-sufficient, more to, be capitalist, and want to earn it. So I think that they said that it basically says that, because of, say, the work that they put in their body, that's usually time you spend with yourself building that up. But then I wonder about that too. Maybe they need to go deeper into it. Maybe, it depends on how you obtained the more muscle. If you had to work, if you did like some type of group class and eventually you got there, or, if it was just you going to the gym and putting in work, by yourself. But basically the effort that it takes to build your body, the effort that it takes for you to, get in shape, you spend a lot of that time on your own. You have you have to have a particular mental belief. And I'm not saying that this is all across the board, but, I think that there are certain elements. The Hodge twins, those are very interesting country Bama motherfuckers. But again, so, I think you just have to take it again. Like there's no 100% example. If you had to pick the Hodge twins or Amy Schumer, well, of course I would pick Amy to have to get the fuck out. No, but Joshua, what's the motherfucking deal? Jay Bird, I see you. So again, yeah, they're those Bama motherfuckers. They some old backwoods ass dudes, but they're entertaining. Very entertaining. Then I thought, like, for a second, I thought somebody said they got kicked off YouTube, but I know they were doing like their own thing. I know a lot of their old stuff is still on there. I don't know if they're putting up too much new shit, or I think they're doing reaction videos or something now. I can't remember. But again, people who are more likely to be in shape have a more independent mindset. Why is that? Is that from the work that you put in on your own? Because it's not like you're just completely cut off from society. If you go to a gym, usually there's other people that attend that gym. Usually there's other people who are, around. So it's not like you're completely alone. But what about that? And what other areas of life do these issues transfer to? Let me see if I can pull the article up. I should have saved it. I guess that would have been the wise citizen thing to do. But I didn't. So damn y'all. I'm all excited. Can't you guys see the excitement in my face? I got a retweet from a Texans player on something I posted. I'm the man now. Well, I can retire now. I did what I came here to do. But no, that's not quite it. I'm trying to find I know who posted it. But again, it just makes you think. I don't care about that. Look, Twitter's not a big fan of this guy, so they don't make me have to search for it. But again, you look at the situation, and I want high protester who climbed the Statue of Liberty found guilty on all counts. Good. That shit was fucking stupid in the first place. Like, that shit was so fucking ignorant. How the fuck would you do that for something that had nothing to do with you? They're talking about Trump dismantling the LGBT policies. Gay rights are Obama's biggest legacy. Okay. Denzel Washington and Magic Johnson's mega church embroiled in scandal. Look, I'm just looking for one damn article. You post all this shit. All this shit wasn't here this morning. Oh, that looks interesting. Damn it. I know I'm getting close. All right. Yeah, basically it was saying that physically weak men are more likely to be socialists, strong men more likely to be capitalists. I didn't want this source of it, but we'll start with this one and then we'll kind of work it in. So there it is. It's fucking Phoenix. I should have known. Interesting. Finish the Zaxby's, I see. What's the motherfucking deal, J Dizzle? Baker Man, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, so basically, I don't want to read all of it, but we'll take a couple of pinches. But like I say, it was from the Brunel, I guess it would be Brunel, University in London. Heyo, cheerio, good old London. But basically just saying that they studied, 171 men between 18 and 40. They examined their overall physical strength, bicep circumference, weight, and height. They noted the amount of time each individual spent at a gym and examined those variables in light of whether they subscribed to more capitalist or socialist ideologies. They found that the more physically strong men were they found that the more physically strong that the men were, the less they believed in socialist policies, and the more they believed certain social groups should be dominant. And so that men who are physically strong feel like there should be a hierarchy, that it shouldn't be, you got jokes there, Zaxby. What is your question there, Mr. Rabbit? Jaybirds, but y'all are a strange group of individuals, the Jaybirds they are. But again, so basically we're saying that more physically imposing men believe in dominance. They feel what? I have to test this out to see proof. What does it mean when your mom buys top ramen? She's about to make a spread and it's gonna be damn good. So my thing is, I didn't see the live. So my thing, but I don't think it would be just basic alpha male complexes. There's a lot of guys who are probably not of the same belief, but they work out. That people just want to be in shape, and I think it just depends on what type of exercise. They go to the gym, and I think there's different forms of engagement that I guess of exercise that you can engage in. And so I don't know if these guys are just strictly weightlifters, guys who are trying to define their physiques, if they're just bodybuilding, or if they're actually trying to, get more strength. But I think it kind of it dates back to, what is it? I don't know I can't remember what they call the old brain, but I mean, just fucking, she fucking with a former convict. I was trying to keep it easy on you. It's going to be somebody new at the dinner table is what it means. But ultimately, like I said, I think it dates back to, the prehistoric brain or whatever you want to call it. Not prehistoric. I don't think we were around in prehistoric, unless you call it prehistoric any time before writing was a thing. But I think it just dates back to our human nature, the strong dominate the weak. And I think, that guys feel that way, so they work out because they don't want to be viewed as weak. And so I'm sure there's a lot of other small factors that tie into it, but I think you have a lot of guys who are out of shape who also believe in that same mentality. So I don't know if it's just a strength thing, but, and my thing is that, like whatchamacallit said about LeBron, pretty big guy, works out a lot, seems to be quite liberal, seems to be of the mindset of, I don't know if he's a socialist, but, free school for the kids, for the parents and all that sounds quite social. So, but I find it interesting. But again, like I say, is it the fact that, everybody don't want to base everything just off this one study, but, I look at other areas in life, and I mean, you're more likely to respond a certain way if you look a certain way. So is that why, shorter guys with the Napoleon complex, do they tend to work out more? Or if they don't work out, do they give up? I mean, I'm curious because, I don't really know. I just want to know how you guys think. You're going to use actually with your BBWs. Yeah, well, I'm not sure where you're going to eat it from, but have fun. But again, like I said, my thing is, are these beliefs really due to working out, or is working out due to these beliefs, And I'm saying not even just about the women. And I think, that's true. They do, gravitate towards the idea of safety and security and, whether it be real or imagined or whatever they perceive it to be. But my thing is just that, which came first? Is it the mind state that, I have to be strong to, coincide with my beliefs, or that, my beliefs are what they are and I just happen to be a guy who works out? But, it's like chicken lo mein, Cheerio, man, y'all on some weird shit. But, and so all I'm saying is this, though, is like, I find it interesting that this goes hand in hand, but I think about the anomalies. So I'm sure there's a bunch of fat cats somewhere on Wall Street or somewhere in, I wouldn't say Hollywood. We already know how that goes. But sitting around and saying, hey, I got myself here. I did what I had to do. Don't have a lick of muscle, but they may have mental strength, I guess. I don't know, really. But my thing is, what about those guys? What about the guys who are weakened and have these same beliefs? What about the guys who are strong that have the socialist beliefs? 171 guys, is that really a valid sample size? Is the study skewed by the people they use? What about the guys who never went to the gym? Think about the guys who, how did they pick these guys? And I think that's what goes into it, because studies can definitely be manipulated. Yeah, that could be the thing. Nobody cares how tall you can stand on your water. Very interesting. That sounds like a saying from an old friend of mine, no longer with us, but sounds like something he would say. Baker Man knows what I'm talking about. You say Wall Street was physically weak, but financially strong. Interesting. I think ultimately Heidi's going to end up with a Jew when it's all said and done. You know how they say that opposites attracts thing? That's what's going to happen. No, it's not a G-Shock. That's a very odd thing to say. I think low-key that's what she's been waiting on. She just hasn't been approached by the right one yet. We'll get a good old curly-haired king. But again, and not that it matters, because everybody's entitled to have whatever beliefs they want to have, but you just wonder about the correlation. So you look at, say, maybe you go to a bodybuilding competition. So are we talking about we have a room full of capitalists that are overly strong? I don't know. You talk about going to a video game competition. Are we talking about a room full of socialists who are generally overly weak? And I'm not saying that all video game players are weak, but let's be honest, if you dedicate yourself to that, you really don't have a lot of time to hit the gym if you're a competitive gamer. I mean, you look at a lot of these what do they call, e-gaming leagues. How many swole guys have you seen in the e-gaming leagues? Say gamers who left wing into a gamer game. I think there's low-key a lot of right-wing gamers. People like to play games too. Or they like to just hate on other races because they're lacking in some facility, and so they use that as an excuse. Because that's what you get with a lot of people. A lot of people don't necessarily believe in everything that they, and I'm not saying all right wings are racist. That's not what I'm saying. But I think some folks subscribe to certain beliefs because of their own deficiencies, and it's easier to blame other races for their issues because they're deficient. Like, it's not that hard. If you'd say, take an hour away from the Madden and go to the fucking gym, you can do it. Like I say, my time, I'm usually not there for more than an hour usually. But like I say, the workout I have designed, I usually can get done if I stay diligent. 45, 50 minutes. I've seen some solid progress, aside from the fact that I've been eating my ass off. I got some really weird stuff going on. Small government pot smokers. It means big government Nazis. It means the Klan. It means regular ass Republicans. Sounds like a fucking party if you ask me. Who's got the pot? So it's more like the leftovers. Get it? But again, my thing is this. Does it really matter? No, ultimately it doesn't, I guess, unless you assign yourself to some particular belief. Because I tell you, I see myself looking more right than left. I don't really believe in a lot of this let's all be friends shit. I don't really even though we're all friends in the den, I don't really believe in this we got to save everybody. I believe in helping people that want to help themselves. And if people are showing initiative to want to do better in life, I believe those are people who deserve. I don't think that you just give everybody everything just because they exist. What are you willing to contribute? What are you willing to give back for everything that you get? Are you willing to improve yourself? Or are you just going to sit there and continue to take the handouts? The big government rights, the radical liberal right and the racial hierarchy right. Yeah, it's like you got to go really, really right. A bunch of right turns will take you left. But again, man, like I said, it's all about your opinion. It's all about your beliefs. And again, you can label a bunch of people in a bunch of ways, but the body. I'll be honest. I've been up. I think I fucking had like 2 hours of sleep last night. But my thing is this, man. So people who put in the due diligence. So somebody say they start off obese. Okay. And they start developing the mindset of, I got to do better for myself. Felt sorry for myself all these years. That's what I'm wondering. I have started caring about everybody more that I'm getting fatter. No, I'm joking. But my thing is, so as say you got a big person. They say, you know what? I got to start doing better myself. I got to start upgrading my game. I'm gonna start hitting the gym. I'm gonna start working out. Does that start to impact their beliefs, or do they just say, hey, you know what? I still believe what I believe in. I'm just doing better for myself. Or as they go through the transitions, do they have a change of mind state? I see a lot of these red pill dudes, and part of that is they start off really a bunch of flumpy losers, and I'm gonna start working out, and then I'm gonna grow me a beard, and I'm gonna start doing this and start doing that, and I'm changing who I am. I'm thing one and thing two. All right, I'm all the things, but and so then they get into this whole, I'm changing my game. Really, a lot of the red pill stuff, I'm gonna be honest, that just comes from dudes who got played when they were fucking young, got played the majority of their life, and then they start hearing the motherfucker talk really bad about women, and it sounds real good to them. Because let me be honest, I don't think I necessarily. I've been really like thinking about it and looking at it, like the men going their own way thing, and some of the red pill stuff. Like, I'm not knocking everything they do, but some of the stuff, some of the base for that stuff is crazy. What I think about SJW culture, man, fuck that, Like, and when I tell you, I don't mind a big bitch. Like, hey, I like, hey, go big girl, what you gonna do? Go big girl, what you gonna do? My thing is, though, but I'm not gonna treat you special. I'm gonna call it like it is. Be fat, you fat. Let's be realistic. Like, that ain't extra skin. So when you lose it, sometimes you get extra skin. But I mean, I'm not saying this in an insulting way, but it's just like not this whole, because you have this culture of especially with the women, and they're saying, oh, well, we're just as healthy and we're this and we're all that. Okay, that's fine. That's dandy. But if you want to be able to insult and attack and talk about, oh, that skinny bitch, this, and this, why don't they have the same right to talk about you, especially if you're happy and all these things that you say when they're really not? But honestly, I find SJWs is really fucking annoying, because that's ultimately what it is. You have a lot of people who are a lot of them are sick mentally. But the thing is, you see the most annoying ones. That's what you're going to find on the internet. That's what the squeaky wheel gets the grease. A lot of that, we talk about the daycare culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. That's why we have a lot of people the way we are now with the socialists, all of this. If the daycare culture is what has a lot of these people complaining and feel like they deserve stuff, they deserve attention for no reason. Like, I talk to the little one all the time, and she knows that I do the YouTube. And she's like, well, I want to do the YouTube like you. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I said, but what can you do differently than anybody else? You know, because sometimes you'll do little things just for the sake of, you know, just getting attention, just little goofy shit, just making stupid noise and little shit like that. I'm like, you know, that's not going to cut it. I say, well, what can you do that no one else can do? Because if you can make a bunch of goofy noise and you get attention for doing that for a little bit, what's to stop the next person, from doing the same thing? Or once you do that and you get the attention, what can you do that is going to make people want to continue to pay attention to you? And you can't just continue to do stupid stuff, because then people will look at you like you're stupid, you know, and that's just all you're worth. So they'll be laughing at you, not with you, or they won't be necessarily supporting what you do. They'll just be there to laugh at you. And so I try to teach her, you know, about having a purpose, about having a reason to, you know, to have attention and take it and transfer it into something greater. And, you know, and that's why I say I think about this stuff a lot. Like, what am I really serving a purpose by doing the damn? Am I really serving a purpose by doing so? Like, because I won't say over analytical, but I'm always thinking and always trying to make sure that it has a value, you know. And you're right, we do pay a lot. I mean, and that's the thing, we do pay attention to a lot of good, like these dank memes that they call them. Okay, like some memes are funny because memes, you know, there's funniness to it. There's humor to it, funniness. There's humor to it. But in some of these fucking weird dank, but just like weird shit, a bunch of loud noises, this makes me wonder, like, is America fucking full of a bunch of crack babies? Like, how are some of these things even a thing? You know? Now I know after a while some of them are funny. I'm not gonna lie, but the majority of them are trash. The one I did like though was that one with the it was stupid as shit, but it was kind of funny because I saw some actual funny ones. That this bad boy can fit so much whatever in it. That shit was kind of fun. Not all of them, a lot of them were trash, but they had a couple of funny ones of those. But I agree. A bunch of make people laugh in their eye. Yeah, I haven't been high in a while. But that's what Adult Swim was. They said a lot of stuff on Adult Swim, because they used to have some real awkward shit on Adult Swim, and they would say that the theory was that certain shows were for certain drug users. You know what I mean? And so that's what it is. It's only offensive if you get offended. And if you don't take shit too personally, you know, if it ain't got my name on it, if they ain't directing it directly at Ed Honcho, then I'm not going to get offended by that shit. Insecure Hermits, that's a perfect one. And I think, you know, the more and more that we have, we utilize the internet and all these things. I don't know, man, IJJ Fish, king of R&B right there. You know, people, when they lose that contact, you know, they're going to find things that entertain themselves. Again, like I said, you're going to have a lot of the echo chambers, things like that. Especially kids. I mean, I was wondering that a few years back too, because it was Ice JJ Fish, it was the Shark Boy kid, it was the little nigga from Atlanta, and then it was Welvin. And it's like they are going out and get these fucking special. They're like fucking pimping these special needs kids for likes, man. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, what is really going on? I'm really questioning what is happening with them. Who don't got no bitches? But yet these are things. But then you wonder, is it because people want to laugh, or they think that it's funny to laugh at somebody in a lower situation than them? You know what I mean? Because it used to be creative. It used to be actual funny stuff that was happening, and it was actually very entertaining. And yes, this is a den, so we've gotten completely off topic. It is what it is. But now, like I say, it's just anything is sufficient. The fucking, what is that weird moth meme thing? You know, just little weird shit they're doing, like the grape surgery became a thing. But like I say, you know, it's just the life that we live in, especially here in America. And America's chief export is entertainment. That is the number one export of America. I don't care what anybody says about anything else. That's what America is. Fucking, if you can entertain, you know what I'm saying? If you can entertain, then you can get paid. Yeah, the special needs kids, man. I remember motherfuckers talking about they met with him. Oh, he's so like look, he's got to understand he's got a short shelf life. Of course, he's gonna be kind and he's gonna be nice. Fucking happy to be here. But this motherfucker was getting club appearances. You know, this motherfucker was getting like. That's what they say. We're back. We're fucking back. Yeah, you got to get his groove back. Harden got his groove back. Because, see, they heard I was going to start talking about the Rockets again. So they was like, man, we've been waiting on Sauce Sports to talk about the Rockets. That's why they did so well last year, because I gave them all the sauce. But again, like, it's just a crazy world we live in, you know, and the things that people find amusing, it doesn't take much. Like, speaking of the special needs, with that fucking, what's the one? The one who swears, that the white girl swears she's black. I'm black. I got my test and I seen it said I was black. I went in, I got my hair done because I always knew I was black. What's her fucking name? She has special ed features. Yeah, whoa, Vicky. No, Vicky. No, not Dolezal. Dolezal, she's a whole different level of sick. And the thing that was so sad about that is because she has a son who's mixed, and he's embarrassed of her, and he's fucking extremely embarrassed of her. She don't give a fuck. She's gonna push her little cuckoo agenda. But that shows you, man, that the mind is a very powerful thing, because people will convince themselves that they are this stuff. They'll when you have too much time alone with yourself, you will convince yourself that you are something that you're not. But that can be a good thing and a bad thing. I'm going to segue this into something positive, and then we'll open up the Denline and we'll talk about some things. My thoughts on the immigration problem in the USA. Immigration problem started in 1492. Yeah, there are some, what do we call them, Native Americans who would agree with you on that. But my thing is this, is you got to look at life in this fashion. You know, again, we talk about what we're just talking about, how, you know, if you convince yourself of some shit, you'll believe some bullshit. You know what I mean? You'll believe whatever bullshit in your mind. And that's why I say, when it comes to race stuff, when it comes to all of these things, when it comes to, you know, the politicians who are sitting there preaching, oh, you get your guns and get your Nest doorbells, and, you know, everything is crazy. All the black kids from Chicago are moving out and they're going to move into your neighborhood and shoot you. Okay. But ultimately, crime has gone down significantly. We talked about that, you know, the year by year, especially in major cities, crime is decreasing. But yet, people are buying more and more shit. They're more and more afraid. And it's because we have this 24-hour news cycle. And my thing is, I'm telling y'all, slowly but surely, I'm tapping out. Like, I'm not watching shit. I'm tuning off the tubes. If I catch myself looking at stupid ass shit on the internet, I'm cutting it off. Like, I don't want to hear news. I really don't give a fuck about it. I follow a few select people that I usually don't post too much bullshit. Occasionally they get caught up in it too. I'm trying to adopt the mindset of not talking about people that are outside of my pay scale. So talking about a bunch of entertainers who are millionaires, none of my business, man. None of my business. But it's going to happen from time to time. I'll pay for an Odell versus Honcho fight. I don't want to get the AIDS, man. I'll beat Odell's ass, but I don't want to get the AIDS. Again, my deal is just that you have these people who, is the paranoia real? No, I mean, it's what it is. You have people who are fear mongers. And again, you have fear mongers who race bait. And who was it that I want to say said it? Was it Du Bois who said it? That you have basically these black leaders. Trust me, this is definitely not how he said it, but you have these black leaders basically who are eating off the fear of pushing misinformation to other blacks, you know, and keeping them in the dark. And that's how I look at a lot of these. That's how I look at a lot of these leaders nowadays, because instead of saying, hey, well, this is what we need to do to create solutions, or instead of, talking about people, one, especially in, I talked about, kind of why I got out that whole pro-black mentality, because a lot of these pro-black leaders, what they start doing is they hype a bunch of shit up. And they tell you you're oppressed, you fucked up, you fucked over, you can't win because all this stuff is stopping you. And then you're perpetuating a weak mind state. You're perpetuating this mind state of, well, it's because of the white man, or it's because of this that we can't get anything going. Historically, were there things in place that hindered the process? Absolutely. But now, if you seek, you shall find. And are there still limitations in certain areas? Yeah, you're gonna have to get pretty high up there. But there are situations. We talked about Bill and some of the stuff he had going on. But ultimately, speaking of the damn white man, and there he goes, right there, the damn white man, that goddamn J&J. See, I told you I can't talk about the man. As soon as you talk about the man, he shows up like off of Don't Be a Menace. But again, you have people who perpetuate this stuff. And when you feed people this shit, again, we talk about diet. Diet is not just your food. Diet is not just, it's everything you intake. It's your information. It's the music. It's the news. It's the books you read. This shit is all your diet. And so if you're taking in a diet of all this negative stuff, one, it's not the man that's holding you down. It's the mind that's holding you down. And you will live like that. Just the same way Dolezal thinks she's black, you'll think you're under attack, And so you got to get out of that. And I'm not saying, again, like I said, I'm not saying there aren't problems. And you can say, well, this situation's happening over here. There's a situation happened in California and a situation happened in Washington. Okay, that's cool. Again, but if you go look for these problems, you will find these problems. And I'm not going looking for problems. I'm not going tapping into nobody else's problem. I got my own issues, man. Like, I have to, you say, what toys, but they get paper, slave master on the front of that shit. Well, again, we digital now. You ain't even got to touch money nowadays. Everything digital. You ain't got to see nobody. You can get a card with your own face on that shit. You know what I mean? And so everything fucking digital now. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I got the power. But again, you just have to look at your life and see what's important, what applies to you, and what you're putting into your mind, because you'll start believing that shit. If you believe that you're oppressed and you're under attack, you'll believe that. That's why I say, when there's people who, people will call them, say, oh, they're Uncle Toms, or they neglecting this, but they're just not tapping into the shit that is holding other people back because they feel they want to see something different. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? And so if I want to focus on being successful, or I want to focus on being educated, or I want to focus on all these things, then I have to focus on myself and then focus on people who are doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if I sit here and focus on my community, if I focus on all of the people, well, everybody else is around me is suffering. I'm not everybody fucking else. And that's what people have to realize. Like, your environment, yeah, in a sense, it's the environment in which you live in, but the environment, the way you perceive that environment, again, it's your mind. If you're like, hey, this is just a temporary stay, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for a little bit, but what I see myself, how I see where I belong is in a nice place, in a lavish area, or whatever it may be, and you focus on that and you dedicate yourself to that, you'll get there. You don't have to be in the hood forever. You don't have to be whatever. But then you have people who get money, but they're really of a impoverished mind state, and they lose it. They lose it quickly, and they don't last long. Again, we talk about frequently millionaires and how quickly they lose, well, not millionaires, lottery winners, and how quickly they lose their money. You know what I mean? Because a lot of motherfuckers start off poor, they fucking hit the lotto, and then bam, they never had the proper training as to how to handle their money. And so they either get bamboozled, they get fucked over. You see these athletes, they get fucked over. You see a lot of these people, they never learn about money and how to use it to your advantage, and they either go blindly trusting in someone else who just conveniently happened to pop up when they got money, or they they do a bunch of foolish stuff and don't make the money work for them, and so they end up losing it all, man. And so I'm just saying, I'm just saying. That's very odd. Uh, Interesting. Very interesting. There's been some interesting things happening as of late. Very, very interesting. Um, That's very odd that this person just followed me. I'll get into that later. But we're going to open up the line. And we're going to take some calls. Like I said, I believe, like, see, you know, maybe people think I'm a little thrown off, but I do believe in signs. I believe life gives you signs. If you ask, you know, God, or you ask the universe or whatever it is that you believe in, you know, I don't ask for material things. I never, ever want material things. I ask for wisdom. I ask for knowledge and understanding. And, you know, sometimes those signs will appear to you if you're looking for them. That will provide you or lead you in the right direction. And as of late, there's been a lot of little weird things going on. Very strange things. So, excuse me. I know I'm just kind of rambling aimlessly here, but I'm trying to get everything set up. All right, cool. Let's get the party started. Let's get it going. Let's open up the Denline. Wow. So, I want to know how everybody's feeling. I want to know what everybody's thinking. But I agree. Where attention goes, energy flows. Absolutely. Uncle Tom was a gangster. Sambo was a hoe. Ain't that a bitch? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do you have calling in on the Denline this evening?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? This is Ernest, man.
Ernest, man, what's the motherfucking deal? How you doing this evening, man?
Hey, I'm good, man. I gotta be all right. When I first seen the topic, I say, man, it threw me for a loop a little bit, but you gave context. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. Now, on the side, I want to start out with a side note real quick. Trump passed an executive order that's that's giving over $1 billion to the urban community for relief. I found that interesting. I'm gonna tell you why. Congress didn't want to push it. It was a campaign promise he made. Look, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I just thought it was interesting. The man went out of his way to sign an executive order to make sure urban communities got this money that he promised on the campaign trail. Yeah. That's a little side note, bro. All right. Now to the topic about does your body how it go again?
But did your body impact your mind? Basically, does the way you go ahead? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got you, bro.
Okay.
All right. So I don't think personally that your body impacts your mind. Mm-hmm. I think that your environment, your upbringing impacts your mind. You know what I'm saying? And that's for any of us. Now, you had asked the question about capitalism and socialism pertaining to the body, the strength of the body. Mm-hmm. Well, I think, bro, look, no doubt. When you talking about two economic systems, right? Capitalism is survival of the fittest, man. You know what I'm saying? The strong, look, you got to get it how you live, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the aspect of socialism, man, I understand certain key components. Not a socialist, but I hear a lot of people talk down on certain social aspects, and I want to give a little context real quick. All right, when you look at, say, the Social Security, when you look at welfare to a degree, a lot of people forget how all this stuff got implemented in the first place. Well, back in the days during the Great Depression, times was so hard, bro. People were standing in forage lines, soup lines, you know what I'm saying? So the president at the time had to come up with something to bring relief to the masses. And that's how a lot of these social programs got admitted. I was talking to this young dude the other day, and he was like, oh, we got to do away with this welfare, blah, 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 blah. Look, I'm not with abusing the system. Meaning, if you able to get up, go get a job, man, you got to do that. But people need not forget the lessons of history. And what I'm saying is, it's good right now. Everybody eating right now. Economically, we the number one economy in the world right now. But who's to say 50 years from now things can't change? And you want to have these social programs in place to help the people in case they need them. So that's my angle on it, man. And that's pretty much what I got, man. Appreciate it.
All righty, man. Appreciate you calling in, Ernest, and you provide a very good point. Definitely going to speak on that. Now, what he said, it was very, very interesting. All right, Mr. Rabbit. No strawberry milk before bed. So here's my thing. And it's very interesting that you said about needing these programs, because honestly, America is on the brink of another bust or economic situation. They're saying really around 2020 is when it's expected. I've been kind of listening to some of these economists, and I don't fully have the most in-depth knowledge of the economy and all these things, but I've just been listening to things a little bit more, and that's part of the thing that led me to the Ray Dalio. I'd heard that. I think Wise had mentioned it too, and I just kind of ended up picking up the book. But it's not all about just money. It's about how you carry yourself, how you live your life, how you live yourself. But what's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in on the Denline this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Josh, what you want to drop in the den this evening, man?
All right, man. But about the topic, I think it's kind of what everybody pretty much I listen to. I'm not being on social media that much, but I listen to it time to time. But if you look good, you feel good. I know it's a cliche. I know everybody's heard it all the time, but I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that, getting out working out, you can probably feel better about yourself. And I kind of feel like if you feel better about yourself, then your day is better. And if you just build on your days being better, then you have a better life overall. And I heard you caught at the end about the stock market crashing. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been anticipating too, because I don't want to get into politics that deeply, but I was one of the rare ones that says that even when Obama ran against Clinton in the primaries, I was just like, well, the only way that Obama would like catch fire and start go on and start winning the elections if the stock market crash out of nowhere. And lo and behold, stock market crashes in 08. Obama catches fire talking about he gonna bail out the banks, and he gains momentum after that. So I feel like I don't want to put no Marvin one fucking words on this on the den, because I know it's a sauce, but I just go ahead and say that Marvin motherfucking words. If there's a sauce, I was just saying, man, if there's like a stock market crash, Trump isn't going to win the election, because everybody's going to blame him and everybody's going to vote another way, because that's just how history repeats itself.
Okay. So you think it's going to be a situation where people become fearful and kind of go in a different direction? Okay.
Yeah, because that's just how history's been.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
Not me being fearful, but that's just how people look at things nowadays.
Okay. Interesting, and because he does accredit himself for a lot of the upside of the market, and when things are going well, he does, pat himself on the back for that. So that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your call there, John.
All right, man.
All right. That's interesting. I think it could go either way, because it could be some people who could say, he could pump it up like, well, I'm the only one who can save the situation, and he'll find a way to blame the Democrats, as he said he would, and I think people will buy it. We'll see what happens. But my thing is this, and I forgot who it was, because it was actually two guys who were talking about it, and one was Ray Dalio, and he was talking about it, and the other one was a guy, and I want to say he was an Argentinian, economist, and he was just talking about, you know, what had happened in Argentina, and then he was talking about some other things, and that he was talking about America is due within the next few years. Now, let me lie about all the details. I took some notes, and they are not readily available. I didn't think that we was going to get into this conversation today. But, man, in California, you know, they were trying to tax the tax texts because of, you know, calling is decreased significantly. You know, there's like a fee for, you know, using the phone or whatever for making calls and things like that. And so they would tax that, and they would go to certain social programs and things of that nature. But because it's gone down so dramatically, they're trying to use texting like another, what's the word? I forgot what the fucking word is, but not essential service. But anyway, but you know what I'm trying to say. Maybe you don't know what I'm trying to say. But so that was interesting. But California always on some bullshit. But they end up saying no go on that one. But that doesn't mean they're going to stop. California's a weird place, man. It's a weird place. Because the thing about them, motherfuckers. Oh man, did you ever find that? Did you ever seek the video, Heidi? The France in a nutshell. I don't know where I'll have to go back and look. It would be a few days back, and you saw it. Excellent. What would America be in a nutshell if you could throw it all in one video from one angle? Yes, that's dirty. That was a dirty balcony. Biden, Bernie, and Beto, the killer bees, or the killer D's. Motherfucking anyway. Instead of beer helmet, McDonald's, watching NFL, but like having the NFL on while on your phone, playing Fortnite. Who knows? But again, like I say, you know, it's just it's all interesting. You never know. It's going to be a lot of stuff. And I think that you just have to be prepared. And that's why I say part of this with me withdrawing from a lot of the nonsense, you know, not really giving a fuck about. I mean, there's certain things you have to be aware of. And I'm not trying to sound like some type of fear monger or anything like that. You know, you take it, you roll with the punches, take it how it goes. We all clock out one day. But I don't know, man. You know, like I said, I just can't entertain a lot of the bullshit anymore. It's just because everything's becoming rehashed, recycled, reduce, reuse, recycle. You know, it's just fucking. I'm losing interest in a lot of what's going on. And so Beto and Obama, that's the same. Nigga, I ain't never seen Beto and Obama in the same place. Goddamn. It was a stunt double. That motherfucker Obama think he's slick. Nigga went and got one of them fucking, you know, he got a makeup artist. That shit they do in Hollywood is, they real good at that shit. Motherfucker sound just like him. And so, you know, it's like I'm just losing interest in a bunch of stuff. And I enjoy what I do here. I enjoy the damn because I enjoy conversation. I enjoy actual people. I enjoy the real interaction, but I can't take what they're trying to feed me. You know what I mean? Yeah, basically. And it's just like, I can't take what you're trying to feed me. I can't take what you're trying to tell me to be interested in because it's not interesting. I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't give a fuck about the Kardashians. I don't give a fuck about reality TV. I enjoy my local sports teams. But as far as, you know, like I say, because I'm the type of person, when Houston's out of it, I stop watching stuff. So I'm not as locked in on a bunch of that stuff, you know. Bugging out. Man, it's just, look, you got to stay ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. But I mean, it's a crazy world we live in, man. And I'm just telling you, because I look at just the policies that they're putting in place. And again, not to undermine anybody and not to say that anybody's wrong or right or whatever, but a lot of this stuff with the gender shit, it's, you know, the fact that we're gonna legally try to deceive you. I don't want no part of that shit, man. I don't want parts of these programs. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, how are you doing this evening, Edmund? What would you like to discuss in the den this evening?
So it's kind of a little off topic, but you know, you were discussing it right now about you know, how about politics in general and how, you know, it's kind of redundant and just washing and repeating every time. So I had a question specifically about like socialism.
Okay.
Do you feel like the people that care about helping others should focus more on themselves, or how do you balance between wanting to help other people in need compared to, you know, helping yourself out?
I think the best way to help out people in need is to help yourself. You know, two poor people can't help each other. And I think that when you try to force things on people, and which is what a lot of this stuff is, people are trying to force things on people that, you know, either one, they don't understand, they aren't familiar with, they're uncomfortable with, or it's a thing that you're trying to take a small percentage of the population and make the overwhelming majority say, well, we need to succumb to this small percentage of the population and then their will and their whims. You're already doing that dealing with politician shit. And so now you have to deal with, you know, people who honestly tend to have some issues, and you wonder why they believe the way they believe. It's not normal. It's not healthy behaviors that most of these people engage in. But you're telling us, hey, well, we need to, you know, respect and we need to change the way we've been doing because these people feel uncomfortable in society. You know, it is what it is. And I know you could take that and you could apply that. Well, you could say it for sex, or you could say it for race, or you could talk about these gender issues or whatever. You can apply it to a lot of things, and that's cool. Because I tell, you know, people mainly to stick to themselves, even with, you know, black issues. Hey, you know, if you got a black issue, stick to your black issues, because what you get with a lot of black issues is, oh, well, you know, the white people need to do this and change up so that we feel, no, man, take care of yourself, fix your own problems, build your own shit, and get it together. Same thing with those transgender issues or whatever. Hey, you know what? Maybe y'all got to formulate your own little communities where people are more comfortable with that, because y'all are like, instead of trying to force people to buy into whatever it is that you're doing. I think that's just kind of how it is. Like, we got to take the Asians method. Like the Asians be out and about, they be in normal society, but they don't be, you don't hear them telling, oh, you need to do this or we need to do that, or you know, whatever it may be. Like it's just figure out a way to take care of your own, a sustainable way to where you're not asking for, you know, hey, you need to change your ways to make me feel more comfortable, or whatever it is. I mean, because when you waiting on somebody else, they gonna do shit on their own time, you know. When you expect it, if they do it at all. And again, you wasting a lot of time, energy, and life. Fucking Gender Town is going down. That needs to be a fucking Netflix cartoon. I'm finna go trademark this shit right now. But, and again, yeah, it's a big distraction, man. And it's what it's a lot of pushing a bunch of these bullshit. Well, I'm not saying bullshit agendas because it means something to somebody, but ultimately it don't mean nothing to me. And again, I'm not buying into shit that that doesn't affect me. But just, I don't know. So I damn near forgot the question. Got to start talking about some other shit. But I mean, you know, it's just, you know, respect my boundaries. I respect your boundaries, but people need to focus on their own and figure it out for themselves, instead of trying to say, hey, you know, you need to help me because I don't feel comfortable with the way you're living. You can't use these words because I don't feel comfortable with you using them. Man, don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with, like, that's the problem that we have, that everybody's supposed to love everybody. Like, I have no problem with being cool with people. I'll be respectful. But if you don't want to fuck with somebody, you shouldn't have to. We shouldn't be making people, like, I remember, it makes me think about this time And fucking like now we're talking about this. This time in elementary, I'm gonna say 4th or 5th grade. It was this kid. Couldn't stand him. Dog. I did not like the kid. He was fucking tattletale. He fucking just like used to try to just put himself in the fucking conversation. Like nobody really. It's not that nobody fuck with him. I just ain't really fuck with the dude. I didn't like the dude very much, and I made it like blatantly clear that I did not like the dude. You know, I don't like you. I don't really fuck with you. I wasn't mean to him. I didn't pick on him. Just like I don't like you. I don't like the way you are. I don't like what you're about. I don't care for you. And so everybody was signing fucking books or whatever the fuck it was towards the end of the year. And the dude kept asking me to sign his book. So I'm like, no, I don't really fuck with you. Why do you want me to sign my book? I don't really fuck with you, man. Like, no. Again, told him no 2 or 3 times. And the teacher was like, Eddie, sign his book. So I signed his book. No. And the dude like broke down and cried. I got in trouble for the fucking shit. And it was like, but I shouldn't have had to be forced to fucking do some shit I didn't want to do. Like, why couldn't he just accept, hey, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Did we disconnect? Or are we back in action? I think we're back in action. I don't know. But as far as everybody trying to say, is it easier? It's easier to take care of yourself, fix your own problems, and then you can help out everybody you want to if you take care of yourself and put yourself in a position to help out others, as opposed to trying to make a bunch of people who don't really want to try to help out people they really don't care for. And I think then you start a problem. I think you create an issue. So that's just kind of my thing.
Yeah, because do you feel like it's morally wrong to not help someone out, especially if they're in need and you're in a position to help someone out? Like in my example, like me being Hispanic, and seeing how the whole situation with immigrants crossing the borders. Sometimes I feel like peers or friends they kind of force me to feel a certain way about people supporting people, immigrants. And like I said, I have no problem with people coming into borders or stuff like that, but when you start forcing beliefs into me, that's when that's where the issue comes into play.
Okay. And I can agree with that because that's what I say. I get flack a lot for a lot of issues because I say, that I'm not going to buy into something just because it's supposed to be just a black issue, or just because someone's black. I'm not finna assign myself to that because I talk about shit. There's been situations because, I'm trying to, come on, man, you brother, we help each other out and get fucked over from it. So I don't use that as a tool to blind myself. I think I look at everything as an individual basis. So I don't think that if you don't, and honestly, what can you do about immigration? If that you have to care about it. Like if you got your own problems and they're significant enough, then you have to take care of those. I think your responsibility is towards, your immediate family. If you have friends in need, that type of stuff. But as far as saying I got to go worry about some people I may never meet, may never, interact with. I don't think that's your responsibility. Now, if you care that much, I'm not saying don't go do it. But as far as somebody trying to force you to care about it, I don't think that's what's up, man. I don't think that's the route to go. I think you should ultimately have your own opinion. If you don't think it's a valid enough cause, then nah. I think that's all I got on that one.
All right, yeah, that was just my opinion, and so okay. Love you, Brandon.
God damn it, you got me. I was lacking. He got me. That darn Ed, man. He's a crafty one. Give me 1 second here. I don't want to make all this noise in y'all's ear. There we go. Well, that's one thing though that we did learn today that I did not know. That man being a Hispanic. I had no idea what that man was. I had no clue whatsoever. But then, the mind is a funny thing. And I'm going to tell you why the mind is a funny thing. Because as soon as that man says, with me being Hispanic, then his voice sounded way more Hispanic in my mind. It's just like a little slight accent started coming out. But yeah, like, the whoop whoop comes. And that's what I'm saying, man, that shit kills me. And that's flesh and blood right there. I wouldn't help that motherfucker out. Matter of fact, Baker Man is here. Baker Man can attest to the whoop. You know what I mean? Baker Man can attest to the whoops and the coons and of that character in which I described. Like, this is not an exaggeration, what I'm saying when I say that this dude, when coon was probably 13% of this young man's vocabulary, and whoop was a significant 40+%. It's bad. Like, I wonder how, like, I'm related. I wonder how I'm related to this young man. Yeah, y'all don't trust me. Y'all don't want whoop in the den. Like, whoop would like destroy your hope for humanity. Like, you can spend like all day watching the most beautiful things you've ever seen in life, and people helping each other, and baby animals, and all kind of interesting shit. Texans could win the Super Bowl that day, and everything else. And whoop would just destroy your faith in humanity. And this is my own flesh and blood. So it is what it is. Man, it would be honestly, if you were to ask Whoop about the Texans win the Super Bowl, it would be something like, man, them cones whooped to whoop, man. I ain't think they whooped, man, but they whooped. Like, that would probably be the conversation. Like on some real shit, and probably have like a fucking 40 ounce in his hand and don't weigh nothing but probably about $150 soaking wet on a good day. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, and this is why I talk about, you can't help people who don't want to be helped. Now, Kenneth ain't a coon. Kenneth is a simp. But he's all right for a simp. He just got to learn the right way. But I was laughing at man, but Mark said last time he seen anything good with a Kardashian, it was from Vivid. That was fucking funny. And he's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Don't know what he was saying. Shit. But the Whoop, man, he would drink real, real heavily. That's my kinfolk. So I try to, pass along the word to look out for him. This motherfucker would start a breakfast off with a fucking 40. And my thing is like, especially when you was working, like, drink something better, dog. Like, don't drink the malt liquor. Like, it's not even beer. It's malt liquor. They don't sell liquor in fucking corner stores around here. It's malt liquor. You got to understand what that is. And it's the bottom of the barrel. It's like the leftoverish, trashiest shit that you can get. It's a reason that a fucking can of Steel Reserve and a fucking Arizona T-can were the fucking same price. Same size, same price. And them fucking Arizona T-cans used to be big as fuck. 99 cents. You get a fucking can of Steel Reserve for the same price, same amount. So this dude would get loaded, man, and I feel bad, like, cause I try to talk to him, but it would be hard. Like, you had a small window to catch this man, to catch him sober, because he'd be leveled by the end of the fucking day, and it'd be over with. He'd drink more ounces of 40 than he fucking, if it was a pound per ounce, like he definitely overdid. The dude would drink. Oh yeah, he's still in H-Town. He's somewhere probably on the Southwest somewhere. But for per pound, like, if you were equating pounds for ounces, he drank his body weight in 40s probably daily. I mean, dog, you gonna off your motherfucking self. Like, you gonna be out of there. That is not a healthy thing. But like I say, I don't know, he on some semi-simpery too. You know, like, yo, fake player shit. Like, my nigga, you ain't got no good. Cause shit, Baker, man, you already know the I'm telling you, what is a 211? A 211 is a robbery. If you drinking the 211, you getting your soul stolen. That shit is, you ain't lying. But Baker, man, like, because here's the deal. Like, here's the thing about Whoop, man, and some of these are inside stories that I don't know if I told y'all about the incestuous gangbang story. That's definitely a mixture story. That's as much as I'm going to give y'all about that. But there, you know, Baker, man, you know exactly who I'm talking about when I mention this story. Basically, you know, the easiest action you could probably get. You know what I mean? Like, certified and official easy action. And this dude, we were just trying to make like he wasn't trying, I'm not going to say he was trying to gal or nothing, but he was just like, he acted like he was scared. I mean, it was, man, you too. And shit, at that time, my old lady was around. She had just left for a bit, and she was, man, look, she was playing fucking hot potato, nigga. And I'm telling you, and I thought it was because I was inebriated. I thought I saw what I saw, but that shit was factual. You know, you sometimes, like, I'm drunk. I ain't really imagine that. I'm talking about, and I realized it was real. Like, what is going on right now? But it was loopholes. I take it on. Yeah, I'm sure the loophole got access, but I'm sure every other hole did too. It was a whole strange situation. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's out there playing hot potato. You know what I mean? But I got drunk. I probably almost tried to. On my drunk ass. That's why I don't need to drink no more. Bad shame on me. But, you know, players fuck up. I'm glad I didn't. But I see that shit. I was like, what in the fuck? But yeah, so, but that whole action, like, try to put Whoop on that action, man. And I mean, basically, that shit is a layup on an 8-foot goal. You know what I mean? But this nigga here was just acting like he was scared of the whole situation. Like, you doing some old other shit. Nah, I ain't never been much of I probably did drink Bud Light, the way you talk, why you bullshitting, drinking beer. I probably did fucking drink some Bud Lights. If he was getting fucked up, if he was getting loaded, I probably did drink some old Bud Light. Whatever the fucking shit was, some Bud Light, some old bullshit like that. But them days, yeah, that's definitely mixer action stories. But you know, my thing is this though, man. My thing is this, you know, it's just Whoop is a special kind of character. And my thing is, I ain't tripping on no hoe. Let a hoe be a hoe, you know. Just look, hoe, I know you a hoe, so certain things ain't gonna go. But it's just like it's just like, man, I don't know about that nigga. That's what I mean. I just can't really fuck with him too much because basically he played me out over some old POF pussy, and I ain't even gonna get into that. Not even gonna get into it, dog. We are definitely of different beliefs. We definitely have different tastes, and you know, no, I wouldn't say he taught me never to drink again. That definitely ain't it. I'm sure. I think I just kind of up and decide. I just don't really like getting too loaded. I mean, I've done some drink dens, but alcohol is not my deal of choice. So, like I say, it's cool. It's cool, but you know, I just don't care for the carryover too much. I'd rather smoke something, because then You get your good night's sleep. You wake up, you Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Oh man, look, Dark, don't even get me started on that one because there's a story for that one. Niggas be getting caught in the jam, like damn. But here's the deal, man. We done got way off topic. I done got to talk about some crazy shit. My ass probably halfway tired. I'm probably getting all delusionally dysfunctional and shit. They'll try to take an abbreviation. Say Mike Diamond, make sure I go. Man. Is we thinking who I'm thinking? I just seen that one had a new addition to the situation. Look, had to hit the reset button. Like you ain't a real lesbian unless you go 5 years without the wood. And so it looks like that button got the reset button got pushed on that one. It was probably pretty close. It probably got reset. According to other sources, it got reset before it did. So, images is nothing. Thirst is everything. Obey your thirst. Drink Sprite. Now thirst is a bad thing. Motherfucker can't even drink Sprite no more because you out there obeying your thirst. Don't be thirsty. Mixer story action. Man. Whoo. Man. Den, I fuck with y'all. I appreciate you. I'm gonna talk a little bit more shit till I finish this black. So we got a few more moments of trash talkery. But it's an interesting situation. But like I say, man, these motherfuckers is crazy, dog. Like, and that's why I say you just gotta live your life. You gotta just, man, enjoy yourself. You can't take everything too serious. Look, don't even stream on Mixer. You know what? I did a Mixer this weekend. I did a Mixer at one point this weekend. I may do another one soon. I may do some more action soon because my people, they're gonna be going out the way for the holidays. I ain't with too much hitting the road shit. So it'll be me, Scotty, and the Mixer. We'll get it in. Yeah, I don't have too much more to go. I haven't fucking read that read that I'm in chapter 6, so I ain't got too much more to go. And so I probably so you want to see the video on Texans fans? Which one? The one that I posted up while the stream was going? Well, like I say, it's a lot of craziness. In the city. And that's my thing. It's just yeah, I posted one up. It's up. Yeah, some folks were watching it while the fucking sauce was going. Oh, okay. So yeah, man, it's a very interesting time. But I mean, I've just noticed that because, like I said, I joined that Facebook group, and I was just kind of looking. I'm like, damn, we this same. I thought it was just a sauce situation, but apparently, it is what it is. What is that? The Saints over the Panthers didn't blow them out. Terrible. They're an awful team. They're a terrible team. The worst team ever. Fucking what is that? No fucking touchdown. Yeah, I seen that. Motherfuckers ran back a fucking man. I want to get the Den live like the old one used to be, but right now, I'm just very particular about the characters in which I fuck with. Like, I fuck with the hell yeah. That motherfucker stay getting drug tested. It's few and far between of the old. I really don't fuck with nobody from the old guard too much. Like I say, man, back honestly, you, Shaq Kush, a couple of other motherfuckers, few and far between. If you is maybe another motherfucker that's already in the Den group. Outside of that, man, y'all probably, you already know the fam, but they don't ever be on the internet like that. So outside of that, man, ain't too many motherfuckers I really fuck with. Like, I don't fuck with them, man. Like, I just don't. I just, like I say, I fuck with Basically, the fucking den is the the den is just a live version of the old group. Imagine if motherfuckers was doing live streams back then when the other group was popping. That'd be game over. You know, I fuck with you. I just said I fuck with the den, man. You know, I'm talking about old guards. Y'all, oh, see, the called it that man want to catch a square. God damn. See, Jay Dizzle was cooling and ran up on me. But I'm talking about old guard. Like I say, after I had, you know, some circumstances take place in my life, you know, I had to change some things. I saw who fucked with me, who didn't fuck with me. You know, who was just there to be in some shit, you know. And so I cut a lot. When I say, man, I cut a lot of motherfuckers off, I'm talking about running with scissors. So like I say, as far as them old motherfuckers, I ain't got too much for nobody, man. Honestly, it ain't no hate, ain't no dislike. It's just, I just don't. Let me put these hands on Jay Dizzle real quick. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do it. I ain't want to do it. You ran up on me, man. You know, you look PA style. I had to do it. But no, man, and that's a good thing though, because like I said, I had to cut a bunch of shit off. I had to get a change of scenery, man. And honestly, a change of scenery is one of the best things you can do. And then, you know, kind of not fucking with people who, you know, perpetuated the old mind frame. You got to get away from that. I think changes of scenery is some of the best things that you can do for yourself. When you in a slump, you know, or you can go after a slump buster. But sometimes, I didn't see the hard drive. I didn't catch the game. But sometimes you just gotta change the scene, man. And it's like you can love motherfuckers from a distance, but sometimes that's just the best way to love them. You know what I mean? Like I care about folks, and I appreciate. Like I said, I have no hate for anybody. You know, and it was just at one point in time, there's some other man. Look, I don't even want to get into it, man. Like I'm telling you, like I'm a cool person. I'm probably like honestly, low key. I laugh a lot. I laugh to just, you know, keep a smile. I think laughter is good. Probably one of the coolest motherfuckers you meet as far as just a chill person. I ain't really about starting up a bunch of drama. Now, if some shit go down, like we gonna get that shit. We gonna eliminate that situation real quick, because I'm just not a drama loving motherfucker. So, you know, we gonna cut that. We gonna kill that noise real quick. But just a certain shit, man. It was a couple of people, and that's why I say I had to move around, because it was a couple of people. Y'all would have never heard of me. Yeah, I'd have been, who knows, hidden. They'd have hid my motherfucking ass, because it was just, I had some bad things on my mind, and I had to get away, man. And so I had to change my perception. I had to change my perspective. I had to really, really, you know what I'm saying, reevaluate some shit, because it was a point in my mind that I was finna do some damage, and it was just like, I had to talk myself out some bullshit, because, you know, I want to go all the way live, real live though. But ultimately, shit ain't worth it. I'm more valuable than the actions I was about to engage in, and I know that there's so much more potential. You know, it just took going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? So how would I react if an old friend cut me out? If it was for the best of them, if it was for, you know, for them to grow and develop and become what ultimately they need to become, if it was them to get into their cocoon and become that butterfly, it is what it is. I have no beef. I have no hatred for them, you know? Like I say, honestly, because when I say friends, these people I fuck with, but man, honestly, the people that I really cut for, man, I still fuck with. But it's like, I'm telling you, it's like a handful, and that's like with my mama on there, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. It wouldn't be nothing to me, but it's because of who I am. Like I said, I'm a person, like, you got to understand, I go into a situation willing to take a L if it means that I'm gonna prevail. So I want the same for anybody else. If they feel like they got to take a loss, you know, and if that loss is a friendship, if it's just man, I don't fuck with you no more, or I blocked your number, or whatever it is, I'm not finna sit there and dwell on it. It's obviously a reason. They don't want to fuck with me. Obviously, maybe I did something or whatever it is, but okay. I've always kept a variety of friends. So it wasn't just, it's hood motherfuckers, it's upscale motherfuckers, very well-to-do people, educated, ignorant. I've always kept a variety of associations, but you know what I mean? It just, like, I just put it all in one big fucking lump sum and just snip, snip, snip. You know, I gotta fucking do better for me. And for me to continue to engage in the same places with the same people doing the same things, seeing life from the same perspective. It's not what it is, man. Honestly, not what it is. And I mean, again, like I say, me doing that stuff has developed me in multiple ways. I've never been no streamer or no, talking sports. I've always had, the ability to do so. I just would have never done that shit. I mean, it was something that probably would have never crossed my mind at that time. You know what I mean? So ultimately, it worked out for the best. We're here now having this conversation. So trust me, I don't think I look at things the way most people do. Again, because I've lost enough to understand shit differently, I guess. If somebody needs change, they need change. And if I'm a part of what needs to be changed, then I'm not finna hold on to you. I ain't gonna weigh you down. I ain't gonna sandbag you. Because who am I to do that? But here is the deal. Fucks with y'all. Again, if you're not in the Facebook group, go join the Facebook group, link in the description below. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Cause like I said, I'm gonna be on it, man. Every day. Now, I ain't gonna say the day is gonna be this long every day. Like I said, I kind of got onto a little rambling state, but every day, sauce every day, then every day. Unless, like I say, just something major, catastrophic or some shit come up, or I'm just really, really out of pocket. But the plan is every day, then at 10, sauce at 7. Like I said, I'm trying to be the content creation king. And with that being said, holidays. What holidays? What are holidays? I already told y'all about that. And shit, Scotty canceled. You didn't ask for holiday permission. I didn't grant any. You didn't send in. You got to email a permission slip to go on holiday. But with that being said, ain't no Kenneth in here, so we're gonna be cool about it, man. I fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Seriously, we talk a bunch of shit and everything, but I fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool, man. Adios and shit. Fucking Denline shut that off.